Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ballbusters podcast. Glad to have everyone back.
Yeah, no introduction.
Looks like we're on episode 3, Army of Darkness. Alright. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm high as shit right now.
Let's see, Klonopin, little marijuana.
Maybe some oxys.
Just doing a bunch of crack. Crack rocks.
CRC?
I mean, that
May as
shit...
well be. Those fucking diamonds look so sus.
Yeah, like, if we had gotten those from anything other than Dispo, I don't think I would have done them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No.
Alright.
No.
You guys got anything cool coming out? Like any movies you guys are looking at?
I don't know. Who are we, though? We should probably introduce ourselves.
God damn it, Foster. You're right. Anyways, hi, it's me, Caleb.
I'm Daniel. I'm just over here dying.
Alright, fuck you, Dan. My name's Foster. Apparently Dan wants to talk over me, I guess, so...
I didn't know you were going, alright? I'm sorry.
That's what
I'm
they all
busy.
say.
I'm too busy dying.
Yeah, likely story, big guy.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a likely story. So I was in my room, just all hyped up on fucking Adderall and Monster, and I had an epiphany.
Yeah, what was this epiphany?
I don't remember.
Wow, that's incredible. Great,
Right?
great story. You had me on the edge of my chair the whole time.
I was just like, wow, dude, he had an epiphany, and then he's just like, he didn't fucking remember it.
Dan's, it must not have been a very good epiphany then, huh, Dan?
I just remember coming down from everything and just being like, damn, I should have wrote that down.
Wow, that's incredible.
Could have like made some serious cash for our brand.
Yeah, likely story, big dog. That was a likely story, I guess, huh? Anyways.
It's actually all bullshit, but, you know.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You win the prize of depression.
Congratulations, you just bought yourself fucking 40 minutes in detention. No running in the halls, Dan.
15 minutes detention.
Go ahead and call my
you.
parents, and when you do, ask them to bring me home a fucking Happy Meal.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, sorry.
Well, then fuck you, I'm running down the hallways, bitch.
Well, you're gonna get more detention than...
Anyway,
No
Army of
running in the
Darkness?
halls.
What's this? What is... Hold up. Army of Darkness. Now, what's this? This is new. What's going on? Army of Darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Are we not doing our tangent? Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. We gotta talk about cock and ball torture.
Sure, you bet your ass off we do. Cock and ball torture, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the WikiHow on it real
Oh
quick and
my
just read it.
god. Well, while he's doing that,
Nope, too late. You were too slow. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. There's, like, actual, like, photos and shit on here that are, like, honestly on goatsy levels. But on...
Goatsy. Gross.
And,
thought we were done with that.
Man. Wow, I should send some of these to the chat, because these are just fucking terrible.
No, you shouldn't. We finally got it out of the fucking inbox.
So, Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, describes cock and ball torture, penis torture, or dick torture as a sexual activity involving application of pain or constriction to the penis or testicles. This may involve directly painful activities such as genital piercings, wax play, genital spanking, squeezing, ball busting, genital flogging, urethral play, tickle torture, erotic electrostimulation, kneeing or kicking. The recipient of such activities may receive direct physical pleasure via masochism or emotional pleasure through erotic humiliation. That's fucking crazy. This dude, one of the pictures on here, and it probably shouldn't be funny, but one of them, literally the dude just has his foreskins pierced shut.
Oh.
I need to get off this Wikipedia. It's fucking gross.
On brighter news, I got a Puffco today.
Oh yeah, me and Foster are now Puffco owners. I don't think that was in the last episode. Those things are fucking crazy. I'd recommend one.
It is the best way to fucking dab. If you can fucking get your hands on them, they're fucking hard to get.
Yeah.
Two proud Puffco owners, so I don't have to be. Makes me happy too.
Mine the whole fucking base lights up. Dabs taste awesome.
Yeah.
It was a good investment. It is pricey, but it was a good investment.
Those diamonds that I'm like 100% certain would be crack rocks if it wasn't from a dispensary, tasted really fucking good though. Like honestly, it made my fucking. It kind of tasted like the Gatorade to me personally. Like it was kind of like citrusy, like these lemon lime ones we have. So that's pretty nifty.
Dude, I got some of that TNG and resin in my house. And, I took a dab off that earlier, and it's delicious.
Oh, I believe it. That sounds good.
It's like tangerines.
Alright, so on to Army of Darkness.
Oh, was that it for Cock and Ball Torture?
But man, I'm not going back on the Wikipedia. You can if you want.
It was,
there's literally just, some pretty wild there's some pretty wild images on there. Right away, there's just some dude's dick covered in hot sauce. It's actually blood, but it looked like hot sauce.
If we find a way of intercutting that Carl Weezer clip of him just going, maybe I wasn't meant to have cock and ball.
Oh, are we gonna we're gonna bring in fucking Carl Weezer's lo-fi EP?
Dude, fucking why on the Wikipedia though? Why were there faucet drains?
Oh no, those were chastity belts for men.
Those look like fucking faucets.
They did, didn't they? They did, but fuck, dude, man, I don't like that Wikipedia. I don't want to go back onto it. It changed my mind.
Why did someone make that?
I mean,
they're dude, I just really like my cock and ball torture. I just really want people to be informed.
I'm not judging anybody for liking that kind of shit, but why is my first question.
Fair. I mean,
what got you? What got you into that? Did you just get punched in the dick really hard one day and you were like, holy fuck, holy fuck, oh my god, I need more of that. Okay, all right. Back on track. We're going on to Army of Darkness. We're on the third entry in the Evil Dead series. My personal favorite, mostly just because of nostalgia, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie about it, but I still enjoy it thoroughly through. So I'm pretty excited to get into this with more detail.
I think that's true for a lot of Army of Darkness fans, people who hold this one up higher than the first two, because it was the most commercial of all of them. It actually had a big name studio behind it, so it saw a pretty wide theatrical run compared to the first two. So I feel at the time it came out, more people just saw it.
It was on.
So you're probably not the only one to say favorite for personal nostalgia.
It was on TV all the time when I was younger, and I used to watch it with my dad a lot when we would travel. So if we stopped at a hotel, it was on HBO sometimes, or just other channels. I ended up watching it a shitload as a kid.
Oh yeah, fuck. Well, I guess this isn't really for the plot, but it was still fucking funny though. On Dan's Blu-ray, remember they also had the fucking 4TV version, and we're I mean, that's cool, but why the fuck do we want to watch that?
I don't even think I did. I actually think, because I wanted to watch all of them for this episode, but I looked at the TV cut and I was just do I really want to?
I imagine just because it's the TV edit, it's kind of just funny on its own right, just because they gotta censor stupid shit.
I kind of the original cut the most after watching the director's cut too, just because I feel director's cut adds in a lot.
We all watched, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel the director's cut added in a lot of really cool stuff, but they also removed one of the best fucking quotes. But first, before we get any further into this, before we forget, Dan, I think it's your turn for a spoiler warning.
Eat a bowl of fuck. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
In other words, go watch the movie if you want to before the review. But I do like the way you put it, Dan.
Yeah.
It was pretty sassy, and I appreciate the attitude.
You know, sometimes they just need it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta lay down the law. You know, sometimes you gotta fucking slap your dick on the table and say, this is the new house rule. Dan, I believe... Okay, so looking at the outline, you know, for release history, I don't think we've talked about video nasties for any of them. Do you have any for Army of Darkness?
Did I not give the release date for Evil Dead 2?
No, we did the release date. You just didn't talk about any of the video nasties. Or, like, any of that shit.
Like release dates for those?
Dude, I don't know. Controversies and video nasties, like, on the outline by release history.
Oh, yeah. I think that was mainly for the first one, and I kind of grouped it in with all the...
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I remember we were vaguely talking about that before we started recording, was... Because I thought that was just the fucking stupidest name I've ever seen. And you were talking about... What was it? In, like, some other country, they categorized it as a video nasty?
Yeah, it was the UK.
Yeah, of course it's the fucking UK.
Wait, let me before I put any country on blast that doesn't deserve it, let me double check, make sure I'm absolutely correct on that. Yeah, UK. I was
all right. Anyways, of course it's the fucking UK times 2. That just seems like such a UK thing to fucking name it too.
Yeah, basically.
Video nasties. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so dumb.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh my god.
They may as well have just called it Video Rotters.
I just, like... I don't know. It sounds like just such a fucking stupid-ass name that they came up on the fly trying to be insulting while they were doing it, and it's just like... Shut the fuck up. Like, honestly.
If there's a UK Sheldon, that's what he had to say about it. And not in a funny way, with a laugh track to go with it.
Oh,
Metacritic is, like, the only one to, like, kind of not give it a great review. Granted, I always take Rotten Tomatoes with a grain of salt, though.
I don't really listen to any, like the big brand reviews. I usually like to try to go in and read or not the big brand, but, like, the site written reviews. I like to go through
I won't go. Usually, I won't go based off critics. I'll go off the audience score if I'm like going on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I definitely started doing audience score, especially after not World of Warcraft, just the Warcraft movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I thought the movie was good, like flawed, yes, but it was good.
Well, no, and like also Rotten Tomatoes, like what gave The Last Jedi like a fucking like 90%, and the audience score on it is like fucking garbage.
Yep. Oh man.
Sorry, I'll go on a rant about Rotten Tomatoes one of these days because like I hate them, but like I like the fucking audience reviews though because that's
their greatest sin to me is giving Grandma's Boy a 16%.
That's a no. My town partner.
Yeah. It's literally in my opinion, I think it's the most clever of the Happy Madison movies.
Oh yeah, that is a Happy Madison production.
Mm-hmm. Sandler produced it, but didn't have a part in it at all, which was a surprise.
Yeah, fuck. Even Spade was in there for like a second.
Mm-hmm.
And Schneider. Alex, you forgot smoking lamp.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece? That is your fault too.
Well, that was kind of a beautiful little conversation there. But anyway, getting back to Army of Darkness, it came out on February 19th, 1993 in the U.S. It had different releases in some countries. I'm not entirely sure all the ones. I'm going to like actually check that real quick. Oh, I didn't want to just look at the U.S. Thanks for that, Google. Release date. outside the U.S.? Because I'm kind of curious which ones were, because I'm sure it wasn't like, did it come out in Australia? That's like, I feel like for some reason it didn't, considering
you can look up like banned countries on it. That'd probably give you more.
True that, actually. It's probably a little bit easier, I suppose. List of books banned by the government. Do we want to look at books banned by the government? Yeah, not written.
Is Army of Darkness related to Evil Dead?
Oh man, dude.
That's just for the first one.
Yeah, it's so ironic that it was the only one of the trilogy that actually was supposed to have Evil Dead in the fucking title. It was supposed to be called Evil Dead 3.
I always found that fucking hilarious.
And it's the only one that's not.
First one was Book of the Dead, second one was Dead by Dawn, third one Evil Dead 3, and now it's Army of Darkness.
Dead by Dawn? Dead by Dawn?
I love that in the first one, when they're all fucking yelling that.
Yeah.
Like all spazzing out like a bunch of fucking jackasses. I like how I'm looking for the countries that Army of Darkness was banned in, and for some reason it's giving me Faces of Death like results instead.
Because there's an international cut of the film that went around like Europe and Asia and shit.
Yeah, because Army of Darkness didn't have too much controversy surrounding it. I mean,
it still had a lot of gore, though, and like a lot of countries, even to this day,
really. No,
there's literally a giant fucking geyser of blood, like in like the beginning.
It, though.
Not really. I mean, he literally blows that one dude's face off. Like it's still a pretty gruesome like show. It might not have as much blood, but it's still like you see a lot of people getting killed. Like it's like. A lot of like
the theatrical version is like where you see the least of it.
People outside of like a lot of countries like tend to make outside the U.S. A lot of these countries tend to make even like today, like these companies cut down on that shit. So I'm saying like they pretty much just banned out the original version and made a European version. It's what they did with like Gears of War. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Gears Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I know they did that with Call of Duty World War II and World at War II. Ash faces the pit bitch. That's still my favorite character name.
It's even that in the fucking credits too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the pit bitch. Dan, can we change?
Hey, what's up?
Can we change someone we know's name to pit bitch?
But that's what we call the fucking person who works at in the dish pit at work. So,
oh hell yeah!
I mean,
are they
it's
all
not like it's uncommon?
Are they a deadite?
No, they're just the unlucky fucker who's not trusted to be on the line and has to work in pit all shift.
I mean, I've always referred to like people in the dish pit as like scrubs. Honestly, because like that's all they do, scrub. Kind of a dumbass nickname, but like. I kind of even called myself that when I was working at Benny's. I mean, pit bitch holds a lot more power behind it, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see this this international cut, you know, because I want to see what's different about it.
I watched it. I ended up liking it. My only issues with it is it still left out the line where he said, "Good, bad, I'm the one with the gun."
That's stupid.
And it was still the ending where he woke up in the past. Or like not woke up in the past, woke up in the like apocalyptic future and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't like that ending very much, by the way.
You can tell they were planning on, if they did that, they were going to do what they did with, like, Ash vs. Evil Dead, like, at the ending of it. Sorry, Dan, I gotta spoil it for you, and, like, anyone else that's listening, okay. But Ash kind of wakes up in the future. I'm not gonna say why, I'm just saying, wakes up in the future after the apocalypse, and he puts on a fucking fur coat, and, like, he has his fucking Oldsmobile, and it's all, like, fucking decked out and futuristic. Like, zooms off into the wasteland because the dark ones are back. See, you can tell that's what they were going to, like, base. They probably were originally going to do Ash vs. Evil Dead off of the director's cut ending. I have the weirdest feeling, but then they were just probably like, we should probably try to stick to more of a traditional Evil Dead style. Which is more than okay with me. I really liked Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I really don't like that ending either. I like the original ending, I think, because, like, it also has, like, fucking one of my absolute favorite lines in the movie, the Hail to the King line, after he fucking shoots the fuck out of the Deadite in like, present time.
I love the fucking lines in this movie, the quotes and shit.
Yeah, this is definitely the most quotable movie, and, like, this is the one where a lot of, like, references to the Evil Dead franchise come from, I feel like, in games. Like, I feel like because, like, in a lot of games, they'll, like, have them, like, for example, Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem just says fucking Ashley Williams quotes and fucking Rodney Piper quotes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever, actually, I want to wait, because I want you guys to watch that movie. It's going to be a secret movie. You guys won't even expect it. Just
Is it They Live?
Yeah. That movie's fucking...
I knew it. I watched it. I loved it. Nate showed me that one.
It's so fucking kick-ass, dude.
It is. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies now.
I think Rodney Piper was probably...
It's the one where they put on those glasses and they see aliens.
Yeah, because the aliens infiltrated society and have been controlling humans for, like, so amount of time. And then, like, Rodney Piper just fucking starts blasting people with a shotgun and delivering quips like, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and then I'm all out of bubblegum. That scene's pretty cool. He, like, looks around and sees all the actual aliens, because he, like, runs into a bank, and, like, it's, like, just a regular day, and, like, he just killed a bunch of aliens with his shotgun before this, and he's, like, running from the police, runs into this bank, and everyone just kind of, like, looks at him, and they're just, like, all freaking out, because he's just a guy hanging out with a fucking 12 gauge, and he's, like... I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. He looks at the aliens and he's like, I'm all out of gum. And one shoots at him and he blasts him in the fucking chest. That movie is so quotable. I'm excited for that one. Like, easily the second most quotable movie from, like, back in the day, in my opinion. And that's why, like, I feel like we have so many, like, pop culture references to the two now, is just because of the quotes.
I would definitely, if you're going quotes and They Live being John Carpenter, I would also say The Thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, fuck you, too.
I like, in The Thing, like, that scene where it kind of starts, like, they, like, burn the one, starts, like, fucking making that noise. I don't want to get too off track, but, like, that scene, to this day, is, like, my favorite, like, scene from The Thing. Like, there's a lot of really good ones, but, like, I like that one, because it's so fucking creepy.
Dude, that whole movie is just a trip.
I have a really...
It's like a nightmare.
The ending scene is my favorite. Because it's up to debate.
Yeah, because you don't know which one's The Thing. You don't know
as far as...
I mean, you can fucking, like, guess who it is just based off of, because one's breath isn't showing, and we learned that the Thing thrives in the cold.
But to be fair, in the scene where the Thing was screaming, it was putting fucking moisture out and, like, making fucking heat.
Being burned alive too.
Well, before he did that, though, because when he was sitting in the pit, they started kicking the oil cans into it, like, down and, like, filling the little pool, and he started doing that scream.
Anyways, back on Army of Darkness.
God, we got a lot of good movies that we got to review still.
Yeah, we do.
It's gonna be fun.
I've got a surprise one for you, too, but I don't think you guys are going to be able to guess it. Foster might, because I tried getting him to watch it once, but...
No, I already fucking know what it is, then.
You cut out what?
I said, well, if it's the one I'm thinking of, because it's the only one movie I've done that we've watched together, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, that movie sucks.
Oh, no. I was actually thinking of a more shocking one, but that one, as far as terrible, I really want to. I have seen a Serbian film. I do not want to do it again. I do not want to watch it again.
Why, are you trying to tell me you don't want to watch a dude fuck someone while he's hitting them with a machete?
Or, you know, fuck their
Man.
God,
I can definitely tell you I don't like watching a father fuck his infant child in a movie.
Me either.
Plot-wise, a Serbian film is like basic. Shock value, it's definitely there. That was the whole fucking point of it. Because censorship in Serbia was like fucking retarded at the time because they were just getting over their civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was literally the whole reason it was made, was literally just for like a freedom of speech thing. So like, if you guys like, just fair warning for Serbian film, like for anyone else listening, if you think there's reason behind it, no, it's literally just a film to be a fucking shock and value, and the fucking director said that.
Well, it certainly works.
Yeah,
It's like, holy fuck, man. The first time I watched that movie, I was a little, like,
nope.
a little disturbed, not gonna lie. Like, I don't really get disturbed easy by that kind of shit, but, like, honestly, that film got me good.
We're so off track, though.
That shit happens. We smoke. It's part of the...
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're just having a good time. I mean, we can just make this a longer episode if we need.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but just like, yeah, I don't recommend a Serbian film if you're like easily squeamish.
Yeah, like if you're a little more sensitive to like a lot of like
It's
more
definitely not gonna be for you.
triggering like things like rape and murder, then like you probably shouldn't like watch that movie because like that movie is really fucked up. All right, back to Army of Darkness though.
What even is Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness is a film that came out in good old fashioned. One sec, I gotta go back.
1993.
1893, nice.
I said 19.
1893, nice. 1775. Actually, Dan, it came out in 1993.
February 19th.
February 19th, fuckhead, get it right. But it came out February 19th, 1993. And a quick little synopsis, like, cut down of the series, I guess. Or not the series, but the movie is, you know, at the end of, like, Army of Darkness 2, but at the end of Evil Dead 2, when Ash is sucked into the portal, you know, that little mini scene we see of him falling through into the past. Well, that happens, but they kind of retcon what happens, so he lands.
Again, it was an Evil Dead 2 thing again.
Mm-hmm. They kind of retcon it a little bit. He lands and he's like, "Oh, all days this time again," you know. But instead of killing a Deadite and everyone being like, "Oh, he's the chosen one," he gets like chained up and led like towards the castle, and like the mage that's with them, the wizard, is like, "Oh, he's the chosen one," and the king's just like, "Nope, he's one of Henry the Red's men."
Ooh, also, Dan did confirm what I said was right about Bruce Campbell calling the intro for Evil Dead 2 a requel. That's exactly how he fucking put it, because he was like, it was like a remake, but it was still like a continuation of the first one. So like the best thing we can call it is a requel.
But anyways, they get to the castle, try to kill Ash. You know, Ash does his shenanigans, survives being put in a pit. Freeze like it kills the pit bitch. Oh god, I still love that name. But the wizard throws him his chainsaw while he's in the pit. He fucking chops her, or like he jumps up, some cool ass little action hero scene kind of situation. Gets the chainsaw on his hand. It was pretty nifty stuff. Fucks the pit bitch up, escapes. Well, not even really fuck her up, but like he kicks her into the spikes and cuts the chain, gets out, you know. But yada yada, freeze Henry the Red, and then the classic Evil Dead shit starts happening. You know, you got Deadites showing up. They're starting to talk about the, like, Book of the Dead, and all that good fashion shit. Bruce Campbell, like, lays some pipe, of course, because, you know, it wouldn't be an Evil Dead series, like, an installation if he wasn't, like, a womanizer.
Yeah, he can't recite 3 simple words.
Yeah, and then essentially what happens is Ashley Williams is such a fucking dolt that he can't memorize 3 words, and when he goes to fix things, he in fact does the complete fucking opposite and just makes it so much fucking worse. And then you can imagine how it goes from there. Like an interesting little thing they did though was the main villain was like an evil amalgamation of Ash, which was essentially made by Deadeye, I believe, possessing a mirror, and then when it broke, it just made a bunch of little ashes. And there's like a Gulliver's Travel kind of situation going on, and where he gets kind of like tied down. But one of the fucking little guys gets in his mouth and it starts like growing out of him. It's fucking kind of crazy. But eventually they separate. Ash delivers the best quip, like one of the best quips. I don't know about ever, but it's definitely up there, where he says, "Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun." One of my favorite quotes from there, for sure though. And blasts him in the fucking face, good old fashioned style, and buries him. But because Ash fucked up, when he was reading those 3 words, that guy gets resurrected. And let's just say he's not very happy that Ash blew his fucking face off. And then,
to be fair though, can either of you two remember the words?
Not off the top of my head, but also because I haven't watched this movie in like 2 days.
I only remember it because I had to watch this movie 3 times for this episode and the bonus features, so I kind of have them sewn in.
I feel like I should, because I'm pretty sure I sent you a meme about this earlier. But like,
did you?
I think I might have. I think I went to. I think I sent it to the group chat. If not, I'll send it real quick. It's making fun of Bruce fucking trying to say the words. Alright, I'm gonna send it really quickly. It's like a mashup meme. You got some fucking Breaking Bad mix up in there, but essentially this guy gets resurrected right after he gets his face blasted off. And of course, he's not very happy because, like, who would be after getting shot in the face and then buried? While still alive, I believe, wasn't he? Because he was, like, all freaking out. Like,
yeah, his head came back to life, and Bruce looked at it while he was talking and was just like, "Hey, what's that on your face?" And then just shovels, like, some fucking dirt in his face.
Man. Ashley Williams is a savage, I tell you. But
he's a pretty assertive, domineering, cocky motherfucker in this one.
Yeah, and like he backs it up really good though.
From the first 2.
Yeah, like I was really surprised, like after rewatching the first 2, just how big his character changes is in this movie. Because like he becomes like he was always kind of like a little cocky, but like in the first 2 he was like a little more collective, I guess, and like kind of a little terrified, and at the same time, and like justifiably. But in this one, he just kind of comes off as like an action hero almost. He's just like kind of a fucking savage.
At this point, and I think Ryan Hollinger made a point about it. At this point, he's kind of like everybody he's like come to know or care about in the first 2 movies, are like anybody who's basically around him basically dies, and yet he's the one, because they just want to torture him. At this point, he just kind of like wants to hurt them back, and at the same time, like he's lost like everybody he's loved, so it's like he's basically kind of like trying like do something to make all the pain that he went through like worth it in the end.
Right. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. That like it feels fitting, and like I like again and again, everyone that he knows gets taken from him. So I do think that is a fitting point. And like I do think they made him kind of grow a little bit as a character too, from like showing him just being like a womanizer to like actually caring about that female character. Forgetting her name right now, because it's a female character in an Evil Dead movie. Like they're just kind of there for like usually about 5 minutes, and then they die or get like stolen.
Who is there other than Ash? There's Evil Ash.
I loved Evil Ash. I like Evil Ash is so fucking funny. I
Him
got
and
a
all the
bone to
Deadite
pick with you. When he gets turned into a
Hey, come
skeleton.
here.
Dude, the skeletons by far, I think, are my favorite fucking part of the movie because they're just so fucking.
Oh, same.
They're so fucking like
It
goofy.
is kind of gross how Evil Ash comes into play, though.
What, you talking about the rapey scene?
No, I'm just talking about like how like Evil Ash.
Oh, he
like,
grows out of him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's also that scene. That scene's fucking great.
So what? He like sees himself in the mirror. Then he shatters it, and then like all the like little copies of himself like start fucking with him.
And Gulliver Travels, dude. But
R-rated.
yeah, basically. My one scene that I still don't really understand. I mean, I get it because like it's Evil Ash being evil, but like the kind of like mildly rapey scene that's in there, like when they have like. He's like kissing, like forcing the princess or whatever she is. Again, she's from the fucking castle, the one that Ash ends up with. But she's fucking like he's like forcing her to kiss him. But then there's like all of these skeletons that are like when it's zooming out, that are just like holding these like almost naked women and shit like that, and it's like what are they like? Is that for like sacrifices, I'm assuming, or is this getting rapey? Like, how does a skeleton like go about that as well? But I don't know, because you never see anything about it afterwards, and I would assume they would have became corrupted or something, like the lady does when fucking Evil Ash comes at her with his fucking blown off fucking chin. He's got the weakest chin, that's why he's evil.
You brought up his chin in this movie, and I just thought of the part where his fucking chin got huge from being in the first book, the first Necronomicon.
Dude, I almost forgot about that.
Image.
Oh yeah,
that fucking scene, like the way his like it just gets so fucking long, and like it's so goofy looking. I love it. It screams the 90s though, honestly, because that's when a lot of that like I feel like a lot of the cartoonish humor was starting to get really popular, like characters like getting smashed by anvils and stuff like that, and just getting all flat.
Dude, I'm telling you, like Tim Burton and Sam Raimi back in the day should have linked up and did something.
Oh, dude, could you imagine like some animated fucking Evil Dead shit animated by Tim Burton?
With Beetlejuice versus Ash.
That would be fucking weird as shit.
I would be totally content.
I'd watch it, but it'd still be weird. I don't know what they would do, like how they would make it.
It'd be a corporate shill of a fucking movie, but I love Space Jam. I don't know, I'd probably
Dude,
love that.
Space Jam was the shit, so that's a fair point. I'd probably dig it. I mean, as long as they put in as much effort as they did with Space Jam. Because I feel like Space Jam was a really well written movie.
You take a big shit.
Oh, dude, that is a big poopy face.
Slouse.
All right.
I didn't see that in there earlier.
What did you guys think of Ash though? Like, I know we talked vaguely about how like he has some character development, and like how he's a lot more cocky. But like, what how do you feel about him compared to the other movies?
This is probably my favorite version of him.
Yeah, same.
I just thought the situations and the humor of the second one was better handled, whereas this one was just straight up comedy.
Right.
Which, I mean, I can understand why people say this is their least favorite film, because it is the most standout of the trilogy. It doesn't really scream Evil Dead. It's almost partly kind of like its own thing, just in that universe, but at the same time, I think as far as Ash goes, it was the best direction, like the best route they could have done with the character.
I agree.
Because I mean, because at this point, it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Because they carry on this personality into Ash versus Evil Dead, and I really like that. Because I don't think that series would have been as good if he was still as serious as he was in 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Sad it got canceled.
I do like the way it ended, though, and I was kind of hoping they would do more like maybe another movie or something animated. I know.
I mean, they were just trying to fucking do more with the show. It just fucking what was it on Showtime? I think Showtime just didn't want to fucking do it anymore.
I just don't know where they would have gone either, though, to be completely fair. Like, at the ending, like, there's a lot of shit that could happen. I'm not saying they couldn't make more, but, like, I'm curious where they would go with it, because, like, I feel like it'd be really good. I feel like Ash in this movie, like, by far, though, like, did some of the coolest shit in the series. Like, I gotta say, the behind...
ammo.
Yeah, make his own ammo, make the fucking... The Oldsmobile into a killing machine. I think that was fucking badass, dude. I always loved that, and the propeller, and, like, the fucking, like... He's got, like, a plow in the front. Mm-hmm. Just has that, like,
yeah,
one...
pretty lit.
He had, like, a dude on there, like, throwing fucking, like, grenades or some shit, didn't he? It was, like, little balls of gunpowder, and why he was shooting.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Dude, honestly... Oh, that one girl, the lady's name was Sheila. That's what it was. I just remembered because I was about to complain about him wrecking that car to not just blend up Sheila. I mean, honestly, is that bad? Like, honestly, the way I seen it was she got took, right? You know she's gonna be evil. Like, I understand he was like, oh, I love her. But, like, I know technically he saves her. But, like, man, I would have blended her up and just kept going because they were winning that battle because of that.
It's, like, one of my least favorite ones, too, though, is the fact that I mean, yeah, he loved her, but, like, holy shit, dude, he was only there for, like, a fucking day. he wasn't even there, like, that long. That's the other thing that, like, kind of, like, pisses me off, is that, like, he develops, like, these relationships, like, pretty fucking quick for, like, the short amount of time he's in there.
I
mean, like I said, I still like it. It's still, like, a fun movie, but it's, like, sometimes, if you think about it too hard, you're like... Alright, dude, how the fuck are you doing this within, like, a 2-day span?
I can understand that point, but, like, I feel like with Sheila specifically, I feel like he just felt responsible for her getting took.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why
Does he really want a third one to be killed because of him?
Yeah, that is
true. But honestly, I'm just saying, if that was me, I would have just shifted
2
it.
is one thing, 3 is a completely different thing.
I would have shifted that shit into 4th gear and just kept going, personally, if that was me, though. I don't care, dude. They were literally winning that battle because of that fucking Oldsmobile. That's all I'm gonna say. He like, fuck, dude. Why didn't they bust it out sooner? Have them go like strafe their lines with that. I mean, man, I'm just saying. That's pretty much just mechanized cavalry. Like, go get them, Tiger.
When I see the army of fucking skeletons, though, I always laugh just because they have fucking they have the stupidest fucking one-liners, but like in the funniest way. Like,
I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
Just gets fucking knocked off the wall. Yeah, when they get fucking killed, the noises.
Come here, sweetie.
I fucking love the noises they make when they get killed.
Like Skeletor for some fucking reason.
I feel like they did that on purpose.
Probably.
Like, yeah. hold on. When did fucking He-Man?
They're like Jim Henson puppets.
Man release 1983. Yeah, so they had to have done that on purpose to make them all sound like fucking Skeletor. I love when they're getting killed and shit. There's like, like they just make these dumbass sounds.
You won't get me, He-Man.
I think one of my favorite parts about the skeleton army was the instruments, how they were just like other bones. Like one's a fucking like flute.
Suck on that one, Ash.
Yeah, comes running around the corner with a sword.
That's literally like Skeletor's main fucking line.
I just like when Ash and Evil Ash are fighting. And Ash is just fucking up those skeletons while Evil Ash is killing the knights. I always just like watching just like the skeletons because they just look like they're trying so hard to get him, and they just get so fucked up. They're just like and jump at him, and then all of a sudden they're getting thrown off the fucking castle.
Because I mean, I know it was like stop motion for the fucking skeletons, but like they move so fucking slow too.
It's like, you gotta intentionally walk slow to mimic them. And, like, I love it. I just love it so much. Like, it's so fucking cheesy, and it's just the absolute fucking best, dude. I think that's my favorite memory of fucking Army of Darkness is definitely the skeletons, I gotta say. Because, like, they're just so fucking funny. Like, the fight scene with him and Evil Ash is cool and all that, but, like, I just like watching those one-liner skeletons get fucking, like, grabbed like they're a toy.
I'd way rather watch them than Evil Ash.
I like watching them just get grabbed by Ash like they're a fucking toy and thrown, because they're just, like, trying so hard to get him, and he just manhandles them all quick, like.
They don't even have to say anything, it's just watching their jaw move up and down.
They always have these...
I don't know what it is, it's, like, so, like...
They always have these dumbass facial expressions. Like, when they started...
Yeah.
When they shot the fucking, explosive arrows at them, remember the one, like, turns and looks at the camera?
It's somewhere between Jeff Dunham and Jim Henson.
I would pay good money for more fucking skeleton army from Army of Darkness.
I would too.
Just a sequel that's just about them after the war. They're just kind of hanging out. They're just kind of hanging out. They don't really know what to do.
They're G chilling.
Like, is that like... Because, like, how does that work? Because is it when the guy who summoned them dies, or is it when the book is, like, used to unsummon them? Because, like, think about it, like, the power is coming from the book. Right, yeah, so there just had to be an army of these fucking skeletons just vibing out in the middle of nowhere. Just making their one-liners for eternity.
they're like, when the call comes, guys, we'll get them.
Don't worry, guys. We are still well equipped. Gets shot by assault rifles.
He-Man!
Oh, He-Man, no! Also, I want to point... Army of Darkness is supposed to be in, like, Samaria or some shit, isn't it?
And
like,
they're all white as fuck.
they're, like, super white, and they're wearing,
English
like...
white.
Yeah, they're wearing, like, English-style, like, armor where it's, like, chainmail and tabards and shit
And
like
they're all
that.
speaking that way, too. I'm like, huh.
And then they're like, oh, these guys are from the north, and, like, they're literally the exact same people, but red. I'm like, what does this even mean? I love it, dude. If it wasn't like so fucking cheesy and like how much I love it,
Oh,
like as it is, I would hate that movie. Like if it wasn't as I feel like if it wasn't as cheesy,
itself for like it being funny and it being cheesy because it was kind of like self-aware.
well,
and, like,
yeah, and like its humor is like really cheesy too. I mean, again, it's a lot of fucking one-liners and shit, but like God, it's just so funny.
It really is.
I like watching the skeletons climb up the wall. Or like when they were using the battering ram, that was something else. The battering ram was definitely some good old fashioned CGI and stop motion. It's so cheesy. Like it did not even hold up for like a year after release. I love it.
Boozy.
You guys want to make an episode about cock and ball torture?
No.
No, because you bitched out of the fucking Wikipedia page.
Did you see?
How far would we get?
No, I got pretty far through the Wikipedia. Actually, I was reading it and I was just like, I'm getting like a little too much.
JK, but I mean, still, I mean, fuck. Just make every third episode a discussion about cock and ball torture, just a short one.
Yeah, we'll get through the Wikipedia in about a week or two, or about like a month.
We take little snippets like every third episode.
Cock and ball torture month.
We'll get through it in about 5 episodes or so.
We'll only take a couple months.
The CABT month. Cock and ball torture.
Dude, all I'm saying is there's like a video that has an AI reading about cock and ball torture out there somewhere, and that's how I found out about it.
Wait, what's the entire fucking title supposed to be?
So, apparently, according to this website, one second, just because I'm going to read, Army of Darkness isn't the entire title, because I just looked up some interesting facts about it, because, like, I don't know a lot about, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I don't know a lot about Army of Darkness's production, so I wanted to, I'll learn with the people.
So it was Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. So what, were they just going to completely scrap fucking, like, Ash and just make it about Bruce at that point?
Yeah,
Like, actually him?
yeah, I don't get that. That's weird. Well, Dan, I don't have a lot on production facts, honestly. Do you got anything, or do you want to jump onto Legacy?
I got quite a bit for quite a lot for the making ofs.
All right, well,
After the,
go ham,
so
dude.
basically, after the overseas and home video success of Evil Dead 2, the third one was eventually announced going back to the original main story of Part 2, which was throw Ash in medieval times. And then Sam Raimi's additional studio experience at, having, made Evil Dead 1 and 2 and having made Darkman for the same company, both making money. Evil Dead 2 made $16 million off of a $3.6 million budget, and then Darkman does even better. It's on a $16 million budget and makes $48 million. So they were basically just looking at Sam like, hey, you want to make another movie for us?
Dan, I just wanted to point this out really quick. That if you look at the outline, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize it did this, and it just fucking caught my eye, and it's too good. If you look at the comparison to the other installations thing, it says productions in fact for me, and then it says cock and ball torture immediately fucking afterwards. It's so
fucking Caleb.
It's so fucking beautiful. I don't know how I did that actually.
I think I watched you do it at your house earlier.
No, I didn't put it in. I typed it in, right? But I don't know how I created a little it's because it's the outline. Okay, I see. It's the highlighted things, because cock and ball torture is just highlighted in pure red.
So the formula for a Sam Raimi film, everything is in here.
Cock and ball torture.
For Bruce, for sure.
Oh yeah, basically that sums up fucking some
No,
of the shit that happens
probably
over
his
the
brother
main
too, with all the fucking prosthetics he always had to be.
There's this thing he called on set called the ass saddle paddle.
That's beautiful. What is it?
He talks about how he learned how to ride a horse, and basically it was just this thing, you watch it in the film, actually, he wasn't actually sitting on the fucking horse. I don't know if he wasn't, trained properly or just, took him a while to get used to, but most of the scenes you see him riding on the horse, he's not, sitting on it. He's actually being thrown up and down on it.
I did notice that.
In the scene where, the mirror breaks apart and, reveals different, ashes and shit, he, that was apparently, one of the most, difficult scenes for him to shoot, at aside from, the battle, obviously. Those two are probably, two of the hardest scenes he had to do in the entire Evil Dead franchise. And I loved his quote that he said, on the documentary. He was just any actor, I always give actors, a hard time whenever they, start whining about their stunts and stuff. Any other actor who has said they have made it hard in fucking stunts in films can kiss my ass loud and hard. The only other actor I can give props to on that is Ron Perlman.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Honestly, yeah, Ron Perlman almost drowned it in fucking... Well, they were filming Aliens 3, I think it was, wasn't it?
Drowned?
Who? What?
Drowned?
Yeah, Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman almost drowned. Drowned, I guess, already. I mean, my bad. He almost died to dead.
So we have this fact up here.
Fuck you, Dan.
And it's the three words that are uttered, and so it's Clatra Verata Nicto and
Klaatu Verata Nicto.
Yeah, and it's actually a variation from the original version of The Day the Earth Stood Still, they literally only changed one fucking word. Sam is so fucking lazy. He only changed one word, which was the Verada part, because the one in The Day the Earth Stood Still is Klaatu Verada Nikto. And they didn't even really change it, because it still sounds pretty similar. I just thought that was funny.
I think that's really cool. I think it is funny, though, how he just changed the one word.
So, does anybody know who Bill Moseley is?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Chop Top in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah.
Otis in House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, 3 from Hell. He's in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of the fucking Deadites. One of the not completely decomposed ones, not as fresh as Evil Ash, but more meat to him than the absolute skeletal ones, like the Ray Harryhausen ones.
Mm-hmm.
We found another one. Speaking of that
ones.
We found another cool cameo a little bit. Speaking of yours, so you know the second Deadite that gets thrown in the pit?
Mm-hmm.
That was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Billy Bryan.
No shit.
Yeah. So fun fact on that. So that's kind of cool. Ted Raimi's brothers wore lots of hats. What?
And Ted Raimi played 4 different characters in this. He was just always background.
He's kind of like
characters.
the Walt Flanagan of this movie.
Yeah, he
he's
was
a
different.
Sympathetic villager. Then he's a dying soldier.
And then an S-Mart employee.
Yep.
Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
Really? This was going to get an NC-17 rating?
Yeah.
Probably because of the rapey parts.
Yeah, the rapey part where there's the nudity, and then I feel when just in the
geyser,
scene.
yeah. That might have done it too.
Universal Studios
changed the ending.
Yeah, they didn't Oh, okay, so that's why it's the director's cut. Okay, so Universal Studios apparently deemed the ending, the original ending of not Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. Where it's the apocalyptic future. They apparently
deemed it
too negative,
and that's why it's not there.
That's interesting, actually.
I mean, I guess it doesn't have a happy... I guess it's not really a happy ending, so...
Yeah. I mean...
I knew I had... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, you're good.
I knew I had something in my notes about the NC-17 because I remembered writing something down about it. Apparently, when they submitted it to the ratings board with the NC-17, they basically... They knew that the movie should not get an NC-17. They were only giving it that because they knew, Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, it's Ash on the poster. Yeah, this is an Evil Dead movie, NC-17. They resubmitted to the movie to the MPAA with absolutely no changes, and it got changed to an R.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Why is this?
They didn't. It's possible they didn't even watch the movie.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I feel like for a lot of these movies they rate, they don't actually watch them. They just kind of read a review of it because they have the private screenings and shit. I feel like people who they have people watch it and then they tell them what they think about it and then they base it off of that with some movies. I feel because there's some movies that I've seen that are fucking available for kids that shouldn't be, and there's some movies that aren't that should be because they're not even that bad. Versus you got things like fucking again Watership Down and Plague Dogs, those are fucking available for kids to buy, and those movies are by far way more tragic and scarring than this movie ever would be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So apparently on the commentary track for the first season of Ash vs. Evil Dead, Sam Raimi shared a few of the discarded ideas that he had for his sequel for Army of Darkness, because apparently fucking Raimi been trying for a few years to get a sequel for Army of Darkness, but like just no one wants to fucking fund it, I guess.
Yeah, and then we ended up just getting Ash vs. Evil Dead because of it.
Well, and then we got the remake, which the remake was really good. I like the remake on it. That's what got me into Evil Dead. Like
I'm excited when we get to watch that one again. I haven't watched it in so long, but I loved it.
The tree scene on that one makes me uncomfortable, though.
But actually, you know what? Okay. I know we're gonna talk about that movie one of these days, but I want to talk about a quick scene in there that still fucks with me. Is when she licks the fucking box cutter and it just like slits her
fucking tongue.
Yeah, like holy fuck, dude. That oh man. I don't know what it is. It's something about tongues getting fucked up that bothers me the most in movies. Like if someone I don't remember what movie it was. Someone like fell down a manhole. It was on like 1,000 Ways to Die, I think actually, and he fucking bit his tongue off because he smacked his chin off the floor when he was falling.
Yeah.
And like, oh.
So like the only thing I don't know, and I think this is why they haven't done like sequels for the remake and shit, just because like, you know, the first one like again like the original was like, you know, dark and like fucking like actually like scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I just don't think you can like, just with the tone of that one and the production that the remake had, I don't think you can really like have the other two in there just because of like the concept of those two. I mean, they work for the original trilogy, but if they try to do it like for the remake, I think it would be fucking terrible, and I think that's why they haven't done the other two.
I was hoping they'd go somewhere with a little cameo at the end.
Yeah, like it would have been cool if like they kind of like did like just like their own concept for like Evil Dead 2 if they were gonna remake it, and like they had like Ash in there and like he's like kind of like teaching like the girl from the remake like how to do like all this shit, because he's like, oh, I've been through this before, and like then you could kind of like incorporate it in like that way, but like just trying to do them like remakes off of themselves, like with the girl, and just like I said, the production value that the remake had, and just with the tone the other two go, I just don't think it would have worked for it.
Probably
because
not.
because like what I've seen, you have like again with that production value, one that's like that dark and serious, and then like you move on probably with that same production, probably even more money actually, because the remake did really well, so you probably would have got more money, but like you can't have like those like kind of just like wacky like dark humor, like you could have like the dark humor moments, but like just the parts where like shit's like going ape shit in 2, and especially in 3, like remaking those just with the one like you already did, I just don't think it works. Which sucks, because like I would like to see remakes of those, but I understand why. Or if you were going to do them, I feel like they'd have to be like their own movies. You can like do Evil Dead trilogy.
For sure, yeah. I feel like it wouldn't just be able to have the same weight, because a big part of the second and third movie is how cheesy it is.
Yeah, and the humor. And like I said, you would have like the good production value and shit, but then like it throws like the value off the first one too, because then a lot of people, again, because they're going based off of like the remake, maybe these people haven't seen the other two, but then you know people would probably relentlessly shit on it because they're like, what the fuck is this? This is nothing like the first one we got.
Right.
And then the only thing I would tell those people is if this were to somehow fucking happen would be like, well, watch the original trilogy and then you could probably see why. But I think even like for my eyes, if they did that, I don't know if I'd like it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be too big of a fan. I think it's good they left it off with just the first one.
Yeah.
Going into like the legacy, like I gotta say, I think Army of Darkness still holds up to this day. If you're looking for a cheesy, fun movie.
Oh yeah,
but if you're going back to look for some visually impressive shit, you're gonna be you're gonna be super fucking disappointed. And I can't really say anything like other than like it's a cheesy comedy horror.
Like I said, the only thing that doesn't hold up There's like the fucking like kind of rapey part. That's kind of the
Yeah, it just kind of feels
part.
weird.
It's kind of like, oh, all right, man. Like you're a fucking skeleton. Like, what are you just gonna like? I don't know. It's
I got a bone to pick. What do you think about it, Dan? What do you feel for its legacy?
I definitely see why it's like I said before, I understand. It takes the most risk, aside from the first one.
Right.
Because the first one was just such a fucking wild card of a movie, but, I think Army of Darkness, I think it was worth the shot, even if it is, like, and even, like, technically speaking, we didn't even get into the technical aspect. I think this movie, like, and this is like something I've been talking about, like all like throughout the first two reviews. Like these movies really kind of show the progression of experience and someone perfecting his craft.
Oh, for sure.
And I can definitely appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like these first two movies far more similar to each other than even to an Army of Darkness. Because I mean, yeah, it makes sense for Ash to go this direction, but I can understand, like, for some, like, it's pretty quick, and I can also understand they're not, and one of my biggest problems for a long time was that there was no gore. It's just kind of one of those things you gotta be willing to kind of trade that off for the skeletons, and I think after multiple viewings, I have, basically, what I'm saying is when I first saw it, because of how different it was, I would have given it probably a 7 out of 10. Now, watching it multiple times over, I can give it an 8. I can see why people would go higher and call it their favorite. Again, it was the most mainstream, and it was the most comedically driven, the most quotable, for some, the most memorable, but when I want to watch Evil Dead, and most will agree, we kind of want the old cabin setting.
Oh, yeah.
We want the gore.
Yeah.
I find myself going back and watching 2 more than Army of Darkness. Like, and Army of Darkness still is my favorite, but I would probably say I'd give it like a 7. Like, honestly, and that's just me trying to be fair. Like, it has a lot of flaws, and it's not like the original ones, but it's still my favorite for what it is, and like, I enjoy it a lot, and like I know,
about a 7.
yeah, and I know a lot of people will enjoy it, especially people who enjoy the first 2 movies, especially how the second one starts getting more comedic. If they like the comedic parts, then they'll like it.
Bruce Campbell, then you'll just like it, if anything.
I would definitely recommend watching it. It's not like with the second one where you can skip the first one. In my opinion, you can't skip Army of Darkness. Like in my opinion, if you were to skip Army of Darkness and go watch even the first 2 and then skip it and go straight into Ash vs. Evil Dead, like I feel like you're going to be missing some context and stuff too. Like,
well,
I know,
yeah, because he makes a complete personality shift. And like, if you don't watch Army of Darkness, like you're like, okay,
well,
where the
like,
fuck did this come from?
not only that, like in fucking, they keep the Chosen one thing going in Ash vs. Evil Dead. I just like, I feel like Army of Darkness is definitely like the biggest pop culture one in my opinion, mainly just because of its quotes. Like I feel like 2 is the most for like pictures and stickers, but the second one is definitely like more for quotes, and I feel like it gets more publicized because of it, because again there's a character that just basically quotes it the whole time, like fucking Duke Nukem. You got references made to it in like all sorts of old games, actually, even like Blood and stuff like that. Man, I gotta say, like, by far one of the most enjoyable movies I've watched in a while, but like, it's definitely not gonna be for everyone. Like, if like especially like people who like the original movies like a lot more, and they wanted more of a serious driven like kind of sequel, kind of like how the first and the second one was a little more comedic, but it was still pretty serious. But I feel like people who are wanting that might not have as much of a good time with it. But like personally, I've always found Ash to be at his best when he's being a comedic personality. Like,
so basically just like go into it with like knowing what it is.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
If you're just getting into the franchise, like, I mean, not the franchise, but I guess franchise, yeah, because of the TV series. But if you're just starting to get into it, like, watch the first two, and, like, if you don't like how comedic the second one is, and you're not going to like Army of Darkness, and you're not going to like Ash vs. Evil Dead. But if you like how comedic it starts getting with the second one, then you'll really like Army of Darkness, I feel like, and I feel like you'll really like Ash vs. Evil Dead. But again, if you don't,
no horror, no gore.
yeah, like it starts getting to the point where there's really no horror. Actually, there's more horror in Ash vs. Evil Dead than there is in fucking Army of Darkness, and I think that's hilarious because Evil Dead is so cheesy and so good, though.
Let me rephrase that: Army of Darkness, little gore, no horror.
Oh man, I love this movie though. I'm glad we reviewed these guys first because like I've watched these ones like a couple million times.
Yeah, I have too. Well, mainly the first two. I think Army of Darkness I had only seen twice, but now they're all caught up with each other.
Mm-hmm. And I make sure we do versus Evil Dead. At some point, we'll have to split up into the seasons, probably. I think there's...
If we ever decide we want to do like a Evil Dead month, we can just do the remake in all 3 seasons.
For sure. Maybe an October project or something. Or no, October is going to be our horror movie, so we're going to definitely wait for that. What are you guys up to anyways, like, besides, just recording and stuff? Yesterday was Foster's birthday.
Yeah, I turned 21.
You, Dan?
I really fucked up.
What about you, Dan? You just been staying at home gaming?
Not even really gaming. Just kind of working and then coming home, working on this, writing, smoking, sleeping, sometimes gaming.
Hell yeah. Keeping busy and staying out of trouble, though.
Yeah.
I've just been working, smoking, gaming, and trying to watch some stuff because I want to, for future episodes and stuff, I want to watch some stuff to see if it's worth like watching in the future, or like reviewing in the future. Because I mean, we could always take the easy route, right, and just do shitty movies on here. But I prefer to review good stuff.
Still haven't seen it yet, but my surprise movie, I don't think you two are gonna guess.
Probably not.
Parasite.
Holy shit.
Oh.
When you said
so
the minute you said me and Dan haven't watched it and we're not gonna guess it, I was like, bam, Parasite, because I know that's like one of the like few movies you and Dan haven't seen together.
So fucking good.
That's what I've heard, and like I definitely do want to check it out.
If you guys have ever heard of the movie Old Dog or
Old Boy?
Old Boy, yeah, sorry.
That sounds really familiar, and I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not sure.
Wait a minute. There's an old one and a new one. I
not
don't
the Spike Lee
which
version.
One.
Not the Spike Lee version. That one sucks asshole and has no passion behind it. Also, I'll say it right here. Fuck Spike Lee. Fuck Spike Lee.
Can we get a
Hey, Do the Right Thing was lit.
Can we get a fuck Spike Lee in the chat?
I fucking hate Spike Lee. He's a piece of fucking work. Anyways,
I'm gonna step back from this one. I like Do the Right Thing.
So the same guy who directed Old Boy, the original Korean one, is the same director of Parasite. He also made Snowpiercer.
That was really
Chris
good.
Evans, right? Yeah,
I've heard of both of those, and I heard they're both really good.
Snowpiercer was fucking crazy.
Snowpiercer it's a mind fuck.
I only watched a little bit of it when I came over to when you were living with Matt and them, and I remember watching. They found out what they were eating was just bugs, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And like, oh fuck, they were talking about eating humans too. I think, weren't they?
No, that's what they were eating.
Was humans?
They were eating
okay,
babies.
Oh, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, he said no, because like he goes to like to the fucked up extent of like, because it breaks down Chris Evans' character. Like he fucking like breaks down when he says this because he's not fucking proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes like, because they have to resort to cannibalism, and like he breaks down. He goes like, and I know babies taste best.
Fuck, dude.
And it's like, and he's not proud of
God.
it. He's not fucking proud of it. That's just how they have to survive in the back of the train.
That's
dude.
That's fucking brutal. That kind of reminds me. You guys ever play The Forest?
Oh yeah, when you get in the plane crash, yeah.
This is not as dark because like I guess they're just monster clones or whatever. But I tend to just immediately, and again, this is not really dark. I'm just reminded me of it.
Okay.
Immediately start immediately cannibalizing the fucking cannibals, because like they're just clones and shit anyways. They're trying to eat you. I'm gonna eat them first.
Yeah, no. Again, if you haven't watched them, actually, can we pull them up? Because I want to know the director's name, because I can never get it right.
Yeah.
Will you look up Parasite director?
Let's see.
Bong Joon-ho. I'm probably butchering that.
It's Bong Joon-ho, I think. Bong Joon-ho, though, directed Parasite.
Bong Joon-ho.
He, did Snowpiercer. Oh yeah, he did Okja. I forgot about that. I don't know if you've watched that. That one's an interesting movie. Did The Host. Feel like I've heard about that movie somewhere.
The Host? I've heard of that one.
Let's see, trying to find.
I heard the original was really good. Man, I just need to check this dude's movies out.
Yeah, there's a couple on here that I feel like I've seen.
Old Boy director. Maybe it is a different one. I swear to God, he did that. Oh no, never mind. It is a different person.
Yeah, Park Chan-wook. Is he?
Yeah, never mind.
At least he was still.
Yeah, Park Chan-wook is the one who made Old Boy, but that is Old Boy is still a very fucking.
I mean, at least you were still in the same region, both from South Korea.
Yeah. Oh, so there. Believe it or not, dude, South Korea gets like really underrated, especially like for their drama.
It's because a lot of people
do really good.
A lot of people just won't watch things that they have to read while they're watching. It's like you're fucking lazy,
dude. That's the main
fucking terrible.
Dude, when I try to tell
movies.
people about fucking Parasite, like that's their main fucking grade. It's like, oh, I don't want to watch because there's subtitles. I'm like, well, if you really want to, like, you can
There's
put
a
on
category
the fucking,
for foreign movie.
You can put on the fucking dubbed, I guess, but like
it's not the same experience.
No, and dubs never get it right.
No, because
dubbing sucks.
Well, no, and especially for a movie like Parasite,
it's really hard to.
It would not work because you always know like the dubs for like live action. Like, you remember like the old kung fu movies and shit. Fuck, they'll even do it now. Like dubs, at least for the most part, that are not anime. If it's a live action movie, are cheesy as fuck, and they always suck.
It's because they go really cheap hiring it because they don't think it's gonna do good outside of the Asian countries, anyways.
Yeah, if you watch
anime,
Parasite though, watch it with the subtitles. I cannot stress it enough.
Most animes, for dubs are usually pretty good, but like again, localization can be such a pain in the ass. And like a really big series to point out with that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's like stands that are completely just named wrong. Like, for example, one's name is Sticky Fingers, and he gets called Zipper Man instead. Like, that's so fucking stupid sounding. But most of the time, dubs for animes are good, but here's the difference, is they spend a lot of money dubbing for animes, and they get, like, really high-quality voice actors, as to where with, like, if you were to watch a live-action drama that's dubbed, it's probably gonna suck, because they don't spend the same amount of money or effort trying to dub it over, because, like, especially with kung fu and dramas, they're meant to be experienced with the South Korean actors, and I feel like if you don't experience it with them, like, it's just not the same experience. Like, even with, like, just anime, like, I feel like, too, it's, like, a completely different experience. Even if it is good, it's still different. Like, if you're gonna put the effort into watching something that's made in another country and you're too big of a pussy to read, and then, like, don't even put in the effort. Like, honestly.
Also, fuck all of you that have a problem with Parasite winning Best Picture too, while also winning Best Foreign Film. It's because it did that fucking well in the United States, dipshits.
I'm just pissed that it was the first and that Battle Royale didn't in 2000.
I mean,
that's my only complaint.
You haven't seen Parasite yet, though. The acting to, like, compared to Battle Royale, dude, the acting in Parasite's way more phenomenal.
Oh, it's not actually a thing against Parasite. It's more like a thing I have against
the Academy.
Gladiator over Battle Royale.
Gladiator was good, but I don't think it should have beat Battle Royale. Battle Royale was fucking crazy. Like,
Well, Battle Royale wasn't nominated. It was really controversial, but at the same time, it's like they have no problem nominating controversial movies. Clockwork Orange was nominated. Joker was nominated. But what I'm saying is, like, controversial movies get, like, nominated all the time.
Parasite. Oscar wins.
But not that one.
No, I want to see the Oscar wins that Parasite got.
Best director, best picture, best original
Screenplay,
screenplay, foreign language film, and film
Best
editing and
production.
production.
Yeah, so holy shit, yeah, they won fucking six Oscars.
What won Best Adapted Screenplay?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. I know we watched it. I remember I was like fucking, except for Best Actress, I guessed all the
It
fucking
was Jojo
nominations.
Rabbit.
Okay.
I gotta say, I don't know if you guys have seen Jojo
I've
Rabbit.
seen Jojo Rabbit.
I really
it's
liked
fucking
it.
hilarious.
It's really funny. I like the one kid who becomes a soldier, the little fat one.
also Taika Waititi, he's a really good director too.
I love What We Do in the Dark. It's so fucking
What We Do in
good.
the Shadows.
Shadows, yeah.
That
It's
movie is fucking hilarious.
They
If you
have,
guys
like,
haven't
a-
watched that. Also watch that.
They have like a series of it going on right now. And like it's really
Mhm.
fucking funny. My parents have been watching it and I've been watching a little bit of it with them. It's so good.
So, What We Do in the Shadows, like, kind of think of it like The Office. Like, it's a mockumentary.
Yeah.
It's about fucking vampires,
It's
and
a-
and it talks about their fucking beef with the werewolves. It was so gay. It was so fucking gay.
I like how in the basement they have like some Nosferatu looking motherfucker just hanging out and he's like the one that infected most of them.
Oh yeah, because he's the oldest one. He was like the first vampire.
He was one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like when they're
He's
introducing him
old
to
as
the
fuck,
camera crew
yeah.
and the guy, they're like, so we're not gonna eat him. He's vegan, so drinking blood would be really inconvenient for him. And he's just like sitting there, he's like just nodding and like, okay. And they were talking, I can't remember like what part it was, but they were talking to him. And like they're like, oh no, they were talking about getting ready for dinner, and they went down to like ask him if he was gonna eat, and they like turn on a light, and he's just like, like freaks the fuck out.
When they're like, oh my god, like, so who did they get in a fight with? At the end, and then the werewolves like fucking help them.
Vampire hunters, because they killed.
Oh, yeah, that's
they
right.
killed the old dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he like just like turned to fucking ash,
Mhm.
and it was you could see his fucking imprint on the wall because he was like that or like some shit.
Mhm.
It was fucking hilarious.
I think
No
it
one
was.
can see what I'm doing visually, but like I have both my hands up.
I think it was Taika Waititi, his vampire, that like was like probably my favorite because he was just so fucking like I don't know, it was goofy because he was like almost like a Renaissance guy when he got infected, so he's just like not completely like dumb to like technology and shit, like sciences and stuff, but he's like watching them all get wowed and try to take pictures with the phone was fucking funny. Why am I not appearing? And there's just a phone floating.
Oh, yeah.
God, that was a good movie. That's a good movie. The series seemed really good.
I think the series is about the werewolves, isn't it?
No, it's still about the vampires.
Is
The
it?
werewolves are in it though, and like there was this episode my parents were watching. I think it was an episode, not the movie. I can't really remember. But one of the guys, part of the camera crew, and like a vampire, go and find an enclave of vampire hunters, and they're just kind of like sitting there in the class, like they're like, "This was a bad idea," and like the vampire's just like, "So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here," and like they have that. I'm forgetting his name. He's a comedian. I think he was in This Is the End. I'm gonna check real quick because
This is Aziz Ansari. There were a
no.
lot of comedians in there.
I don't think that was him. Shoot, I want to find him because
Look
he's
up- yes, gonna say cast.
he's a really good actor. Like he's funny as shit. Yeah, Craig Robinson.
Oh.
They have Craig Robinson in there.
look, I love Chris.
And he's like the leader of the vampire hunters. He's like, "Are you sure you don't want to shoot the crossbow?" And they're like, looking at the crossbow, and they shoot a fucking dummy with it, and like it just like goes flying across the room. Like, no, we're okay. It's like all dressed up like Dracula. God, I love What We Do in the Shadows. We gotta review that at some point too.
Dan, have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god,
It's-
dude, you need to watch
That's why I
it.
didn't like say anything.
It's kind of a beautiful representation of vampires because like they don't they just got a vibe and
really fucking good mockumentary. Like it's probably like top 5 mockumentaries for me.
it's really good. All right, so I think this is a good spot to wrap up the episode though. I think we'll close off here.
Follow us on Instagram, Ballbusters OG. I don't know what our SoundCloud is. Just Ballbusters Podcast.
I think so, yeah. Right, Dan?
Ballbusters OG.
Is that the SoundCloud as well?
Shit, you think I know this stuff?
What?
Goddamn. Making me look. Let's see.
He's like, let's see.
Let's take a look-see here. I really gotta stop loading this phone with porn.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how much porn you're watching to slow down your phone. Because, like, I don't even have that good of security on my phone. And this thing is, like, water damaged and shit. And it can still load fast. And I watch porn on it, like, every night. Your little pecker...
It's just-
Your little pecker needs a break. You should probably settle down.
It's Ballbusters Podcast on SoundCloud. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, well, I think on that note, I think Dan wants to end it because he asked about his porn usage.
All right.
I already clicked off on my end.
Well, we still got audio on our end.
Leave a like. Come back next recording. Hopefully we'll be getting schedulized soon. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.
Don't say come back. I'm gonna have to do it again.